Welcome to From Caving In to Crushing It, the podcast for those who find themselves immersed in adversity and choose to write their story instead of having others write it for them. I'm Drew Durrani, and I'm your host. Anush, it's so great to see you. Thank you so much for coming on.
Thanks for having me, Drew. It's really nice to be in this episode.
All right. So you're the first person I've had on from Armenia. I'm global now. Woohoo! All right. So, oh gosh, we've talked a few times, and I'm not only intrigued and enjoy what you do professionally, but just you as a human being. You're such a kind, nice human being, and I've learned a lot from you just about being a good person. Let alone, what you do professionally. So I wanted you to come on because I know you've gone through some stuff in your life. And, on this show, I always bring people on who, when they faced a real life challenge, they didn't give up. They didn't retreat. They moved forward and became a better person for it. We're taught when we're young that life is linear. If you do A, B, C, or D, then E is going to happen. And then we believe it. And then we go into the real world and some big barrier steps in between B and C, and we've got to reroute our lives, and no one taught us how to do it. So, so if you could think back as far as you want, that one defining moment that really made you pause and say, Anush, there's a better way to live. I'm not doing it this way anymore. Love to hear that.
Thank you so much for this question, Joy. I would love to share actually my story here, and
Absolutely.
Maybe it can encourage other people too, because I'll be honest, I know when last time, even during the call we were discussing, I said, I would not say I had a very difficult life. Mm-hmm. And in some cases, people think if you haven't had very difficult life and very, let's say, tremendous opportunities or some stuff, it feels like everything is okay with you. Right. But I would not say, and in some cases, life-changing opportunities can really switch your life. And if you don't have that, you're staying all the time in the same space. And you need to create that life-changing moment for you.
Absolutely.
So I'm just 30 years old, I would say. Right. And in some cases, it feels like a lot for some person. Like I'm old, someone can say. Someone can say, someone can say I'm just starting my life. Right. And I think you are starting your life when you're finding yourself. So for me, I think when we were children, we were just realizing what is life, and it can be 3 years old, 4 years old. Right. We had characters and we were building some kind of momentum for us in life to live with. Right. And in this age, I realized that a lot of people getting broken because of people surrounding them. Right. So why I'm telling this, because only last year I started to think about that my character as a 4 years old was very strong. And I remember myself being a very, very positive child, being very energetic, trying to be everywhere all the time. And I find that in some place in my life, I lost myself. I really lost myself. It was in a university, it was in school, it was in different places in life when you are just losing who you are. Right. As a person, and you are starting to live with the thoughts and with the statements that other people created for you. But when you grow up, in some cases, for someone could be 25, 30, 45, 50 even, you started to realize, am I thinking in a right way? Is this my thoughts?
Yes.
Is this how I'm living usually? Is this how I should live? Right. Is this where I'm going? And you realize that it's not you. And that moment is the life-changing moment that I had last year when but you're getting broken at first, because you realize I was living this whole life not understanding that this is not my thoughts.
Yeah, and that can shatter you. If you're doing that for 29 years, that's big enough trauma to shatter you. I've been living 29 years, not as me. So I get it. I understand.
Exactly. Is this even my dream? Is this even my goals? So my life changed actually when I started my business, because like I was 24 when I started. It was I think I was so young. I haven't had that much experience. I had only 3-4 years experience before. And when I realized I want to do business, in some cases you think like, oh, I have that experience. I can do whatever I want. Okay, world is very small. I can reach whatever I want. And this is good actually when you not realizing you have that dream. But what happened to me during the business, I started to lose myself because I was concentrated too much on my goals. And while my life became a business and finance, I had only dreams which are connected to business. And I lost my hobbies. I lost my free time. I lost even me as a person. I got married during that time, but still I was in a business. Like I wasn't even, let's say, very active on my wedding day because I was all the time thinking about business.
No, you were on your
you
wedding
imagine?
day. Oh,
you imagine? Yeah, even on a honeymoon, I was working.
Oh my goodness, Anush. Okay.
Yeah. So when at 29, you're starting to understand that business is not your only life. I mean, okay, you're going to grow old and you're going to have a business. And what's next? What if you lose your business one day? What's going to happen with you?
What business did you start when you were that young?
My business is a video marketing, and it's an agency. Service providing is the toughest job, I know. And like,
continue your story. I was just curious, so the audience knew that what you started your business in. Video marketing.
Yes, video marketing, usually for tech industry. So our full concentration was working with startups and tech industry.
So that's what you're doing on your honeymoon. That you're doing that on your honeymoon. Okay.
I was communicating with my clients
all
the time.
All right. That's the most romantic honeymoon I've ever heard of.
Yeah, and my husband was working too. So because our business we're doing together. Yeah, we're doing together. So but that's a sad story.
That's all right. You're still married and you got good news coming on the way.
Yeah, but you know, like all the time, like even in a marriage, like you can go to a date and you can speak about business. That's sad. That's sad. And when you realize that you are living that life and that's the life that waits for you, you're getting frustrated. Like, is this really what I want?
Absolutely. So
I lost myself last year during September when I realized I was creating a wheel of life for me. Because so just to understand why I started to create that, I wanted to become a content creator. So I just bought a course online, and during this course, they were just telling you that you need to understand what you love in life so you can create your content based on that. And I didn't want it to create a content business for business, because like usually I didn't want it. I wanted to do something different. Maybe in life you just understand you're missing something.
Makes sense. Yeah, absolutely.
So I started to create my wheel of life, and like there are points like finance, business, hobbies, health, food, like anything. And then I realized like all my life is just finance and just business.
Oh my!
I was crying. I'm not kidding.
Yeah. Well, that usually when you become more aware of yourself and it's not what you expected, the tears do show up. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, and some people will think like, are you kidding me? Like you have a successful business and you should be happy. No, I'm not. Because my life is a business.
Right.
And I'm kind of nobody without business. Like when I'm outside of business, I even don't know what to do. So I'm starting to create tasks for me for a business.
Okay.
That's awesome. So I started to create that wheel of chair. I started to crying, and I was like so exhausted. I didn't want to do anything for some days because I was thinking like, why I'm living? Like, okay, why? So what's my goal here of living if it's all about business? Like, okay, I will have a lot of money. Imagine I'm a billionaire. What next? Like, I'm going to just earn money again and again and again and again, and don't know even to spend on anything. So that was the moment I kind of was so broken. I was so not wanting to do anything.
Right.
And when I started to think about like other stuff, other hobbies around me, I realized that I'm creating more difficult situations for me all the time.
Okay.
Like I'm not living for good, I'm living for creating difficulties and solving those difficulties. That's actually how I realized that I'm not living my life.
You were creating problems so you can go fix them. I've done that too.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's
Like
like self-sabotage.
you did too?
It's like, yeah, you
Yes,
get in your
kind
own
of
way,
like
and then you make an issue out of something that wasn't there, and then you got to go fix it. It makes life hard.
exactly. And
Yeah.
and you know what was the funniest part?
What?
That I realized, like, if I don't have a big problem, for example, like big client who is giving me like a bad time for some cases, I was creating problems from small issues, making it very big, telling me that everything is wrong. I don't know. I was all the time like complaining about some situations, and I was trying to all the time, as you said, like sabotage myself. That my life is not interesting, my life is not worth it, and I'm nobody, kind of.
Wow.
So at that moment in life, I started to think about, and I was reading. Actually, when you start diving into different stuff, like books are coming around, people are coming, even like, you know, like people that you are started to talk about the similar topics. My mom became a life coach. So this was during the same time. And she started to explore things and share with me. And the one thing I understood, I don't love myself. That's why I'm creating these problems, you know? Yeah. And I know a lot of people have the same issue, because when I was talking, I understood that a lot of people in their life, they don't understand that they should love themselves.
It's true.
First you, and then the others.
Absolutely.
And my mom started to ask me questions like, who do you love the most? And I was like, I was telling people's name, like my husband, my mom, my father, but I wasn't talking about me at all. Like I was nobody. So at that moment, like you realize, like, this is not where I should go. This is not the life. Okay, I should have a business, I should have a life, but I shouldn't lose myself because of that.
Absolutely.
I should think about myself. So first thing what I did, I started to think about my body, because it's easiest. The first one, like to care about your body than your mind. So I started to go to yoga classes, which changing a lot.
It helps the mind too, though.
Exactly.
Starts the physical and the mind same time. So that's kind of cool. Yeah.
It's difficult. You know, when the time was coming to like stop my working process and go to yoga, I was always creating some kind of problems to say I am not going. You know, right?
I know that well. Yeah.
But then step by step, I started to make some time for me, like Sunday mornings for a coffee time in a cafe, just for me.
Good for you.
Just to relax. And then, yoga times when I will just turn off my phone to not get any notification. I will solve those problems later. I was telling that.
Right.
But when it's the beginning, it's easy to love yourself. I realized that. Like it's easy to fake that you love yourself.
Right. So how did you when did you realize you actually now loved yourself and you weren't faking it?
That's, I would say not happened really, really fast. I would say even like past several months I started
because you had to work on it, of course.
Because I had ups and downs. Like I started in September to think about my loving myself, loving and understanding it's not selfishness.
No, it's not.
Because like people teach us, let's say even like our grandparents, our parents teach us that loving yourself means selfishness. Like you need to think about everyone, and then you are the last person to think about yourself. But even like in the Bible, they said if you don't love yourself, like love yourself as you will love the others. Love the others as you will love yourself. So you should first love yourself to understand what's love, and then think about the others. If you don't know what you want, how would you know what other people want?
Yep, absolutely.
But you know that the tricky moment of life, when you start loving yourself as faking it, then one day again your like old habits coming around.
Yeah. Yeah.
So for me, that happens this January. I would say like I had the most difficult moment in my life this year. It was very crazy year for me, 2023, because I was in a very bottom, I was in a very up, and that was my thoughts all the day around, like overthinking, trying to understand like why I love myself, I don't want to. And what happened in January, like maybe that should have happened, but we decided to just change our office. And during that period when the renovation was going, we were working from home. In some cases, when you're working from home, you're more alone time and you are started to overthink more. I started to have different problems which I didn't want to solve anymore in my business. You know, like earlier I was like, it was my goal, you know, only solving problems. And then you understand in life there is other moments like living, going for some hiking, doing anything. And then you don't want to solve anymore those problems that you're creating for yourself, which became like huge problem. And for I would say 2-3 weeks, I was at home. I didn't want to work. I didn't want to speak to anyone. I had that moment when like you really broke. And some people, they said some people who are not that strong, they are going for suicide because of that.
Yeah, absolutely. Yep.
I was talking to a friend who said like, you know, in that moment you have to be around people because like you may be alone, and if I wouldn't believe to God, I would definitely do something to me, because like I didn't understand why I'm like that.
Yeah, no,
I mean, nothing happened, you know, like nothing serious happened.
Sometimes just being alone, feeling alone, even though you're not alone, is enough to make you do something. I mean, if you feel like you lost meaning, you don't know what your meaning in life, just like losing meaning in yourself is just enough to not want to be there. Human beings need to feel needed and have meaning in life. So I get it. I understand what you're talking about.
But you know, when you are trying to find people who can help you get out of that situation, you understand that they are never there, just not because you don't have those people, just because they can understand you and they can support you like you can support you. So my change here, my transformation here, that I understood, I'm not going to wait for some people to help me. I'm going to support myself, and I will start by supporting my inner child first.
I love that. Absolutely. That child who was all happy back at age 3 and 4.
Yeah. You know, because I remembered me at 3 and 4, and I understood that I was so a happy person. And then I lost myself, you know, like I think I'm crying, but
it's okay. And she's still in you though. And my inner child's still in me. We tend to quiet them down and tell them to be quiet, but they know more than we do. Let them out, right? It's okay to be an adult and let that inner child decide.
Exactly. And when you are adult, you can speak to person and say like, I'm alone, people come hug me, right? When you are a child, you are not doing that. And I was remembering that when I was feeling alone as a child, I was just like trying to hide somewhere and feeling you know, I was like that. I never crying around people. I was trying to hide somewhere. And what I did, I was just closing my eyes. I was going back to that moment as a child, and like I was hugging myself. I was talking to me.
You were talking to you
and saying like, I'm with you, you know, and I was feeling I'm not alone because I am with my child. I am with me.
What a great way to, you as an adult were spending time with your inner child. I love that.
Exactly. And when I was fixing there something, I was feeling better here. And I was feeling, okay, what was that you couldn't do as a child? Do it now.
Okay.
Make all the things, all those lists of what you can't do as a child, what was not allowed you to do as a child. Do it now. Do it now. And change those habits.
I see. So if you were told no, don't do this as a 4 or 5, 6-year-old, go do it now.
Exactly. And you know, in some cases it could be very small things.
Yeah, what'd you come up with? I'm curious.
So, I was just like even small things. When
It's
I was
okay. Yeah.
broking
What are you gonna do?
something as a
Yeah.
child, my mom always like, you don't have to. I know it was a difficult times. That's why they usually
Well,
were
it's understandable. We're not
so
knocking our parents. They go through
so
stuff too. Yeah.
no, yeah. So I was trying to do the same stuff now and don't blame myself, saying like, you can do it, like,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
you're allowed to do that.
I
Go
love it.
whatever you want to do. Like
Do you
if
have
you
an
want to,
example? Do you have an example of something that you weren't
yeah,
able to do
like
as a
breaking stuff. Yeah.
oh, like
Just like
breaking
breaking.
something, like
Yeah,
breaking
breaking
something. Okay.
something and
And
saying
not
like
getting upset at
it's
yourself. I
okay.
get it.
Yeah,
I get it.
it's okay. That's
Okay.
fine.
I understand.
You can
Okay.
do that.
Yeah.
And one of the things like I like usually I'm very emotional person. So
Yeah.
when I was a child, like usually my grandmother is trying to say like, you are so emotional, don't do that, like be more calm, like every children need to be
Interesting.
calm.
Okay.
And but I understood like as a person when I grew up,
Mm,
being that emotional person helped me in my business, for example,
sure.
when
Sure.
I'm
Sure.
talking, like sharing my thoughts,
Yeah.
talking to people,
Yeah.
sharing that, even
Hmm.
speaking out loud,
Yeah.
I love speaking out loud. They were
Hmm.
trying to like
Yeah.
make
Quiet.
me
Well, it's that
quiet.
there was that generation too. That's what they were taught. So they were just trying to
Yeah,
teach
I
you what they
know.
knew. But
I know.
that goes back to exactly what you said about living somebody else's belief system, you know?
Exactly. And they I thought that I'm doing something wrong, but
Aw,
when I grew up, I understood it's not wrong,
what's it wrong? Yeah.
Whatever you are doing is okay.
I love it when you're animated and passionate, man. That's the I
Yeah,
tell that's the person you are.
exactly. Because when you're grown up, like nobody is telling you that
I
stuff to
know.
you.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, but my biggest thing happened when I actually created some kind of a, let's say, vision board for me this
Okay.
year, and I
Yeah.
put that vision board on my computer,
Yeah.
which has not only business side, it
Yeah.
has all the things that I understood that I love, but I
Yeah.
didn't know about that.
Okay.
So I created those lists. I even created for me more personal stuff, like
Okay.
having a baby and stuff.
Yeah.
I'm not kidding. I'm not kidding. So I was putting everything there, health life, yoga, some, I don't know, luxury items for me, which I wasn't allowing myself to buy.
Sure. You're entitled to luxury items. All
And
right.
yeah, because like if you love, why you are not giving that to you, to
Yeah.
yourself?
Yeah.
So and I realized also one important stuff, that when I was achieving something in my life, I wasn't saying, good for you, Anush. You
Yeah.
did it.
Yeah. Pat yourself
I
on the
wasn't
back.
encouraging myself.
Good
So
for
I
you. Okay.
started to
Yeah.
talk to myself and say, like, you're doing a good stuff. I was looking to a mirror and saying, like, this is good. What you did, what you achieved, this is amazing. Go for it. Okay, you had bad times, but that's not important. Concentrate on the positive side, life.
I love that. So you actually did look in the mirror, because that I encourage people to do that. And the first time you're able to look in the mirror and tell yourself you love you and
It's
you
very,
mean
very,
it,
it's the most difficult time.
but it's the coolest
Usually,
when you're able to get through it and say, "Hey,
yeah,
I actually really do." That's like pretty cool.
yeah.
People think that sounds kind of goofy to do, but I definitely suggest, audience, man and women, you look in the mirror and truthfully tell yourself you love you. The first time you do it, it's like one of the most difficult freaking things, and you may not do it. But I finally did it, and I'm like, I actually felt that. That's pretty cool.
It's the amazing time, when you
Yeah,
can look to yourself and say, I love your eyes.
yeah,
I love your nose. I love your
absolutely.
mouth. Like, I love your body. Just
Hmm.
tell that. Because
Yeah,
like nobody is going to tell that to you.
no,
Only
no.
you can tell that. And it's not bad, when you are just like, I'm not saying like say something which you
Mm,
don't believe so, but
no,
if you really believe that your eyes are beautiful, say that to your
yeah,
mirror
yep.
and look to your mirror, smile to you,
Hmm.
and it will smile you back.
It will. Yeah.
Because
You know,
like
it's true
you,
too.
yeah,
There's science behind it, Anush, because our brain only knows what it hears, right? So the brain doesn't know you're looking in your mirror and saying you love you.
yeah,
It's just
exactly.
recording what you say. So doing it will reinforce it, and you start to feel different. So thank you for sharing that. I love the
I
mirror story. So yeah, well, so tell us
that's a
more.
good
Tell us
one.
more. This is great.
So, Drew, I want to share with you something which honestly, I don't know. I'm feeling that I should share right now,
Okay.
which maybe I haven't shared to anybody. So this is a very difficult moment, but I will tell
Okay.
you. So,
Mhm.
for the past 2 years, I was thinking that it's time to have a baby,
Yeah.
but I wasn't like always making moment for it, because like all the time business stuff. So last year during that period when we were talking about loving myself, I was talking to my mom, and she asked me, what is worse for you? Like, what's the worst thing that could happen to you? Like, I said, it's losing business. And I wasn't imagining that I can have the second, third, fourth business. Because like people losing business and then started another one. For me, losing business was the worst thing that could happen to me. And she said, like, what about the child? I mean, you want to have a baby, how you're going to organize that stuff? And I'm not kidding. I can be ashamed for what I said, but I was feeling that. I said, like, it's worse for me to lose a business rather than having a baby. But I wanted a baby. But at the same time, I said that to me, and I felt like, what I'm saying.
Wow.
And that was I feeling, you know, like how important could be a business for you to not imagining, like, this is something that people that can think you're crazy, but I'm sharing this because like I know that you can feel that, but you need to like confirm that you are feeling it. And some people they are just hiding that feeling inside them.
That's true.
So when I started to love myself during the time and understanding, like, okay, my life is growing, I'm changing, business is not the thing that is holding me back in anything. This year, I was so surprised when I knew that I'm going to have a baby.
Congratulations.
Thank you. You know why? Because this was a very good magic moment for me.
Of course, yeah.
And I was like, you know, and it came to me in a time when I understood how important it was for me. It was more important for me than the business.
So isn't that is amazing, because I fully believe that things happen like that because that's what's meant to happen. Because if the baby came before you got into the loving yourself, you may not have had that shift of baby more important than work.
Never.
You were in that place where you loved yourself, and you had said that to your mom, and then whether it's God or the universe said, now's the moment, and then the baby. I love I tell you,
because when I said that, I realized, what are you doing to yourself? And when I realized, I started to love me more because I was honest. I was honest to me. I was so honest. You should be so honest. I'm telling this to everyone, because like it's the most difficult thing. All of the people don't want to say what they are feeling.
It's true.
Even if you are not going to tell to anyone else, tell that to yourself.
Well, it's true. You know, we can lie to other people. We really cannot lie to ourselves, because we know when we're lying to ourselves. Other people don't know when we're lying to them.
Exactly. But in some cases, we are not even saying that we are lying to ourselves. We're trying to hide that.
We don't admit it's a lie. We're
not admitting. So when you admit, you're changing your life.
You do.
Because when you admit, you know how to change that.
Absolutely.
And I know that when I started to love myself, I started to have problems in a business. But when you are starting to love yourself truly, and at the same time do business, not only concentrating on a business as like the main stuff in yourself, you can have everything. That's what I realized this year. I can love myself, I can have a child, I can be happy, I can do business at the same time, because I'm not losing anything. I'm still doing my business,
absolutely.
But I'm not concentrating on a business like it's the last thing that could happen in my life.
That's an important concept, because once you had the baby in your mind and made it more important than work, you stopped creating problems in order to fix them. And that is an amazing shift. And that's why business became easier, because you got out of your way, because you weren't fixated on the business, because you had a priority of the baby over. It's amazing.
So I don't have to create problems for me.
Yeah. The one little, and it all goes back to the self-love.
Yes.
Because the reason why we create our own problems to fix them is because we don't love, respect, and trust ourselves. Because why would you do that to somebody? Would you do that to somebody else? Would you start to create problems for somebody else? No. We usually talk nicer to other people than we do to ourselves. So I'm so happy this came up now. Thank you. This is wonderful.
So in my 30 years life, I realized that you can achieve to anything. You can create the best harmony for you if you love yourself.
Absolutely.
Only that. Only that.
I love it. I wish I'm 54. I wish I knew you when I was 30, so I could have done what you did then. Instead, I waited up to age 50
Yeah,
some odd.
I'm still working on it because like
You're doing a
nobody
good
can
job.
say
We're all
like
a
they
work
love
in progress.
themselves. Yeah,
We're
nobody can say
all,
like they love
yeah,
themselves like
I know.
truly. Like I'm
But
still
we're all a
working
work
on
in
it.
progress, Anush, I'll tell you.
But I'm
So
so
tell me,
happy that I found it.
I'm happy you found it. I'm happy and grateful you were comfortable enough to be emotionally vulnerable and let us know. I'm proud of you, and I can't wait to meet the baby. When's the baby due?
Yay!
When's the baby due?
January,
January,
mid-January.
everybody. This is
Yay.
awesome. So tell us a bit about what you're doing now, the name of your business, what you do for your clients, and how it fulfills you, and all, the whole picture. Like, how are things now? And then we'll finish up.
Sure. So I can say with one sentence maybe.
Okay.
My goal here in my business is actually just to care about my clients, to get results. That's my goal. And I'm doing that through video.
Oh, so you do video marketing, right?
Yes. Yes. Okay. So why I'm saying I care and I'm trying to help them, because like video creation, video production is something that everybody can do. Yeah. But my goal is to create videos which are result oriented, which bring good stuff to my clients. That's my goal here. And that's what I do. I'm a video marketing expert for 5.5 years already. And I'm still like exploring the industry. I love the video industry. I love understanding like how video can help people, how video can help brands, like videos like this, like podcasts, how they can be helpful for people, and trying to put them in the right direction to help them use this very good visual content to help them in everything in their business and their personal life.
I love it. And I've seen your work, and I've been in networking events where you presented, and your stuff is top notch. And so definitely I'm so happy for you. The transformation you've had in a short period of time, folks, it shows that when you are intentional and you have self-awareness, what you can do to help yourself with a couple little tweaks. We're all close to being who we are meant to be. It's a matter of being aware of it and having the courage to move forward and make some changes. And you've done it, Anush. And I'm very proud of you. So I could talk to you all day, but I have two final questions.
Sure.
And all right. So, and I think this is perfect since you got the baby on the way. You are sitting down with young 7 to 10-year-old Anush, and you want to give her advice about life. What are you going to tell her?
So I would say, first of all, never give up, because like there is no anything in life that you can't achieve. That first. But always think that there are multiple options in life. There's not just yes and no. There is not just black and white. There is multiple things. If you can't do this, go in another way. This is something that actually I realized again this year, because like if you know that there is plan A, plan B, plan D, plan Z, you can always be more creative, more open-minded. So never think that there is just two options and stick on them. Just try to find another options for you, another ways to get where you want to go.
I love that. All right. So now switching hats, you're sitting down with young Anush, the businesswoman entrepreneur just getting started. What kind of business advice are you going to give her?
I would say don't afraid, because like when I was making my steps into business, I was so afraid in some cases. I just like, I get out of my job and just started from scratch, everything. But I was so afraid of making decisions in some cases. I was like very, very like doing small steps. But if you're strong enough, you can achieve everything, but at the same time be so risky of doing that. Don't afraid of doing anything. That's what I would suggest myself.
I love that. I love that. Doing it scared is the best way of doing it. You'll be very satisfied when you do it scared. I love that advice. All right. So now the audience has certainly grasped the essence of Anush, and I'm going to try the pronunciation of the last name. Ready? Mnatsakanyan.
It's close.
Then you pronounce the M?
Yes.
You
all
say,
of the letters.
You say
Mnatsakanyan.
I love that. I love that. I love that. All right. So folks, Here's what Anush wants to offer. So for what wants to offer a free video marketing strategy consulting call to who? Like the first what? 1, 2, 3?
Let's say 3 people. Yeah.
Okay.
Whoever wants to reach me.
All right. So the first 3 people who reach out on LinkedIn to Anush, what's the last name?
Mnatsakanyan.
There we go. It'll be in the show notes, guys. So the first 3 people who reach out to Anush and say that you listen to this podcast and this episode, she will gift you free video marketing strategy consulting, right? Consulting call. Yes. Consultation call. Okay.
Yeah. Good
Got
one.
it. Got it.
Yeah.
All right, cool.
Yeah. So you can kickstart with video marketing.
There we go. Kickstart with video marketing. Anush, I am grateful you're in my life and that we're friends. And it's amazing in this day and age, we can be friends and this far away from New Jersey in America to Armenia. I love it.
Yes.
I love it. I love it. Right.
Me too. It's really amazing to have this call and like feel whatever I felt again and sharing that with you and with the audience.
Well, we appreciate that. So listen, keep doing what you're doing. You're a wonderful human being. You're doing some beautiful stuff in the world, and good luck with the baby, and hug your husband and congratulate him for me. And thanks again for coming on, Anush.
Thank you. Thank you, Drew. It was really nice to be here.
Absolutely. All right. Take care, everybody. Thanks so much for listening. If you enjoyed the episode, please subscribe and give us a review to help others find it. I'd like you to answer this question. Are you living the life you want to live, or are you living the life others want you to live? I'd like you to think about that for a second, because I strongly suggest you live the life you want to live. If you want to learn more about what I stand for and my services and how I'm able to help many men get out of their own way, please go to my website at www.profitcompassion.com. Feel free to also email me at drew@profitcompassion.com. I'd love to have a conversation with you. Take care of yourself and choose to write your own story instead of letting others write it for you.